Hello and welcome. Welcome to week number 9 of the W12 Sprint Series Season 4. And yeah, welcome back to me, I guess. For those of you who might have been watching last week's W12 Sprint Series race will have noticed that I was not there. I was sick up until just like 1 or 2 days ago, so I'm very happy to be back. But this time round, last time round, Dan was the lonely boy, and now I am going to have to do this all by myself, as Dan is taking his break, I guess. Yeah, welcome everybody to the W12 Sprint Series Season 4, Week 9. Servus Folly. And we are, as you can see from the track map we've got up on screen right now, we are in Germany. We are at the Hockenheimring, but just the outer layout. You can see it in the background. The cars will be driving straight on. Where this is the Mercedes arena, I think, will be left out. And they are driving straight on down towards the final couple of corners. We are here with the Porsche Cup car. Always a great car to be driving around in. Servus, Stefan. And as always, a pretty difficult car to drive around in, as Florian spins it on the final corner and crashes into the wall. We are still in the practice session. We've got about 15 minutes left until the first qualifying session of the evening. At the moment, Michael Lerchbacher not anymore. Now Jonas Wanner is in P1, Michael Lerchbacher in P2, as this P1 just taken away by this man, Jonas Wanner. Once again, on it, trying to get those laps in. As we switch to Martin Stadtmann, I'm just trying to find out why it doesn't show me. There it is. As I get a Discord message if there is a stream. Just gonna quickly do that. The people in here have already found it, of course. And I'm very glad that you did. It's not the channel we usually stream from. It's the original W12 channel. The last season was streamed over this channel. But not this time. Do it like this. It's been a long time since I have done all of the things, as in not only commentating but also doing the stream, doing the controls. So I'm a bit rusty with that, and as well, as I said, I was just sick this last week. So if I have to cough or sneeze or anything, I'm already apologizing for that, as SDK is completely mental. Stream is good from my side, no frames dropped, so that shouldn't be the problem. SDK had a new update recently, so and as we've experienced, this can be quite the problem, but I don't think it is this time round. There we go. So we're just looking at those cars driving around the track. So let's see, let's jump into the midfield. Sean Ter in P7 at the moment. Second fastest silver driver with a 1:30.710. Jumping to one of my guys, to one of the ASR guys, Pascalas. 13th at the moment. Still some room for improvement there, I think, as Mirko Bortolotti jumps up to P4 at the moment. Good lap there by him. 1:30.499. And a bit further down the field, we've got 4 silver drivers in places 17 to 20. Not a big field of drivers today. Let's look at the fastest of the slower silver guys at the moment. Christian Meyer in P17, 1:30.19. So that's still a quick lap time. Not too far away from Martin Stadtmann in front of him. Just a couple of tenths missing there, and still got a bit of time to improve on that lap time. As we're going down to the Spitzkehre. Let's use Christian as our driver for the track guide. As we're coming down after the Spitzkehre. Usually you turn right here, but we are driving the outer layout. Michael Lerchbacher 1:29.8 retakes pole position, or first place in this qualifying segment, qualifying in this practice segment, of course. And now let's jump on board with Christian Meyer as he's driving through the infield of the stadium there. And the final 2 corners, going a bit wide for the first spot, but now setting up and starting into a fast lap there. Now Christian Meyer, here we are, start finish straight, coming up Nordkurve, turn 1. Pretty fast first corner, very heavy curb on the inside, don't want to take that, but all in all very fast, a lot of runoff there. Turn 1, Einfahrt Parabolica. I'm just reading this off iRacing's homepage. Slower corner than that, with a very quick exit, and exit is very important here because we are driving now the Parabolica, turn 5. Not really a turn. Flat out all the way with the heaviest braking point coming up right now, the Spitzkehre. Braking just when the curbing starts there, or maybe a bit too late, as Christian goes a bit wide and leaves the Gazik's car past. But the Spitzkehre, heaviest braking zone on the track, and should be the place of some overtaking as soon as the races start off. Now we're coming up Mobil 1 Kurve, turn 7. Again, very fast corner, maybe a bit too fast there by Christian. Couldn't quite hit the apex there. Coming up into another stadium section and a couple of very slow corners here. Second gear and then a nice chicane. You can really take that one fast before slowing right back down for the final 2 corners. Very difficult to get those right. Trust me, I've tried 100 times. And as we drift out back on to the start finish straight for a lap around the Hockenheim outer circuit. Jumping back up with the fastest guy on track at the moment, Michael Lerchbacher. Driving a bit slower, letting the other drivers pass, maybe wanting some free air for his next attempt. This will be a tight one. Lerchbacher stops just in front of the curve. Does a good job there, and yeah. So now he's got space. And he will be going all out for another chance at improvement. The Gazek's car, I think that was, stops also in the last sector. Let's Lerchbacher pass now. Lerchbacher sets up for another fast lap here around Hockenheim. Look at how much AstroTurf is taking their first turn. Very fast we see it. Just misses the big curb there on the inside. Coming down. Ooh, this could be difficult now. Yeah, this car really trying to get out of the way. But I don't think that was quite enough, or maybe Lerbacher was still thinking that he might hit him. And aborts his lap. Let's go then with Jonas. And let's see what he can do. That's the one I want. Not too terribly exciting at the moment. Times staying pretty much the same. But it's a very close field. If we look at the gaps. I mean, that's... Lerbacher has got a 2/10 gap, but up until P13 we are inside a second. Oh, Hager jumps up a couple of positions there with a 1:30.18. And after that, even after that, it's still very close. Maybe until the last three guys, Leitgeb, Pellegrino and Maya, who are a bit off the pace at the moment. But they still got a couple of minutes to maybe increase their lap times. As we're still looking at Jonas Wanner going around this beautiful track here in Germany. Porsche Cup cars at a German track. It doesn't get any better than that, I think. And I think the outer layout could make for some interesting stuff. I feel like turn 7 will not be the greatest place to overtake. So all of the slipstream that you get up until here will not help. Oh, for God's sake. So now I gotta even moderate. Jonas Wanner now breaking into the 29s, 29.941. Should make for some interesting qualifying, especially. With those two drivers that close at the top. Maybe let's go back to our current fastest driver again. He's again trying to set up a lap here, I think. Let's see if this will be enough this time round. Oh, of course I could show you the championship standings as they are at the moment. So let's look at the championship standings. Oh, I thought that would take it out by itself. Now, yeah, at the top, Mirko Bortolotti ahead of Jonas Wanner and Marius Zug. Those are our top three drivers. Mirko Bortolotti quite a bit of a gap in the standings right now. But, you know, still a couple of rounds to go. We still got 3 rounds after this. So, still everything to play for here. Um, and if we look at the silver standings, it's a lot closer in here. Benjamin Moser is leading ahead of Florian Becker, but just by 9 points. Just 9 points between those two drivers, and even Patrick Henn isn't too far away from both of them, and Julien Rambeau as well. So still a couple of drivers, I think, very much in the fight for the races, for the championships in the silver class. But tonight the only driver of the top, no, two drivers of the top 4 silver drivers are actually in here. Benjamin Moser, who is at the moment coming out of pit lane, and Julien Rambeau, who is standing in pit lane at the moment. So let's look at our top silver driver. No, we're not looking at him because he stopped just again. Oh, I think he just tried, he was just waiting. Maybe a practice start. No, now he's back off the track. Let's look at P3. Robert Heger. Still having to set a couple of things up, but we are getting to an end in this practice session, of course, as always. After the practice session, we've got a one-shot qualifying. I guess not as influential as it usually is today. We've only got 20 drivers, enough to fill the grid for the full points. Less than 17 or 17 or less, I think, is the magic number to yes, 17 or less is the magic number. So we've got enough drivers for full points at the moment. Let's hope it stays that way as we jump over into the qualifying session, and we will be joining as soon as he joins the track the fastest driver of the practice session, Michael Lerbacher. We want to see what this man can do here in the qualifying session. 29.8, something around that was his practice time. Let's see if he can do the same or even better in qualifying right now. He's only got one shot, one opportunity to seize everything he ever wanted. And as we've got another bot in chat, they are quite annoying. But yeah, can he do it? Can he make it count? Let's see. Warming up the tires. Driving left and right, left and right. Not too spectacular, of course, the outlap, but it will be, he will have to be on it. As long as the tower is not in here, we can enjoy this beautiful roll bar camera as we are on board with Michael Lerbacher, the fastest driver on the track in practice session. And there we go, out on the track and into his first or his only flying lap, of course. No second chances in the first server qualifying. Michael Leichbacher coming up to the second corner. Slow right-hander. Very important to get a good exit because we've got the long, not straight, flat out, long left-hander. But of course, not a problem for any car, I think, to take this flat out. And now up to the heavy braking zone. Spitzkehre. Looked great. Let's see if it is great as well. Let's see if it is fast. Now down. Turn 7. Very fast right-hander. Gotta get close to the wall. He does so there. And brilliant exit. Looks all round like a good lap at the moment. Michael Leichbacher in the final sector. Get the first times in. 33 by hits. Let's see what Leichbacher can do. He was in the 29s in the practice session. What is his qualifying lap? It will be a 32, so it was worse than his practice session lap. But let's see. The other driver we will be waiting on is this man, Jonas Wanner, and he does it! 1:30.0. He's faster than Leichbacher in the qualifying session, where it matters 2/10. He takes away from Michael Leichbacher. Jonas Wanner on pole position at the moment. We've still got a couple of drivers out there. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what our fastest silver man can do. Benjamin Moser, P9, fastest silver driver at the moment. But as well, we've got some still out on track. Marco Zeiler now coming through the final corners. Taking the final 2 corners. Very nicely there as well. Where can he position his Porsche? P7, 37.53. So again, also a very good showing there by this man. And one more car until everybody has finished. Thomas Leitgeb, P16, 132.260. So we're gonna just wait until everybody has finished. Thomas Leitgeb has... Yeah, that's it. 5 minutes over. Let's look at the qualifying results. And we've got a complete heat. I feel like there is something wrong here. No, everybody in here. Standing start with the Porsche Cup car, of course. But everybody is in heat 1. Not the usual thing. I'm not too fluent with the rules. I don't think that should be the case. But it is. Nonetheless, Jonas Wanner will start this heat race from pole position with everybody in it. We're still waiting on a couple of drivers as they are joining the field one after another. Pascal Asmiko Bortolotti not in there yet. As I said, might be the fact that there is something wrong, that Mirko is taking longer than usual. But I can't tell you what happened at the moment. Anyways, now he's joined the grid as well. And now we're waiting for the 5 red lights. Jonas Wanner on pole position. Starts off this first race in the first server. Jonas Wanner, go, go, go! Lights are out. Great start there by Michael Lerbacher from P2. Is up the inside, but cannot make this one count. Let's see how the drivers are going through here. There's a big crash at the back. 3 drivers outshone there. Christian Meyer, Thomas Pieber. All out in turn 1 at the moment. And another couple of drivers going down. Oh, that's a lot. Pellegrino, Stadtmann. No, Pellegrino not. But that was Hugo Sasse, for instance. He was one of the drivers that crashed out. There, Jonas Wanner still at the top. And now Lerbacher has also crashed. Don't know if he was part of that big crash there. But now Jonas Wanner at the top. Leading the race once again, I guess. Going down into turn 7. Ahead of Ben Hitz and Mirko Bortolotti in P3. Robert Heger in P4. Marius Zug P5. Benjamin Moser P6. Drivers just coming up the field. Julien Rambeau, Marco Zeiler, and Pascal Haas. A couple of drivers now going into pit lane. Martin Stadtmann jumped into the pits and is taking his first pit stop of the race. Jonas Wanner still leading with, at the moment, a quite comfortable gap. I'd say half a second almost ahead of Ben Hitz, who is under increasing pressure from Mirko Bortolotti, but at the moment looks safe from an overtake there. Jonas Wanner, oh, maybe, no. Number 35, Marius Zug, Robert Heger, sorry, thought about it. And now Mirko is going, he's gone past Robert Heger. Didn't quite see what happened there. Mirko Bortolotti now under pressure from Marius Zug. Let's jump on board with him. Let's see what he does. As I said, turn 7, not really an overtaking spot. So the big straight leading up to it doesn't really get you anywhere. Oh, has a bit of a tank slapper there. Oh, and another one. And Marius Zug, now he drops off. Now he drops off and might be overtaking any moment by the man behind him, Benjamin Moser. Fastest silver driver on track. And as we know, always one good to take the fight to one of the overall guys. He himself is overall driver, of course, as well. But as you can see, never underestimate our silver class drivers. Jonas Wanner eking out a bit of a position there for him. Ben Hitz now might be overtaken by Robert Heger as well. Robert Heger is up the inside. Ben Hitz gets a bit of a push there, but I think just a bit of rubbing is racing. And there's a big one in the back. Big crash in the back. We'll stick to this one for the moment. Ben Hitz now might be overtaken by Mirko Bortolotti in turn 7. Is this an overtaking opportunity after everything I said? Mirko can't make it stick there and has to give up position. Coming up into the final couple of corners. The man at the top, Jonas Wanner, he will be happy about all this fighting behind him. But Robert Heger with some blisteringly fast laps at the moment. Fastest lap of the race actually is his ATM. This man right here, Robert Heger, going all out to get this at the moment P2. Jonas Wanner a bit far in front to be thinking about an attack there, as nobody else is as well. Oh. Ben hits the you see the pun there, hits the curb on the inside, and now has the defend from Mirko Bortolotti. Mirko is already past and is far enough past, tries to push, hits to the inside to make this next corner as difficult as possible for him, and hits didn't see that one coming early enough, and loses this position now to Marius Zug. But now we go back up top to Jonas Wanner, who is coming around the final corner of the Hockenheim Ring and wins the heat race here ahead of Robert Eger. Mirko Bortolotti finishing P3. Benjamin Moser in P6. Florian Stadtmann. Let's jump. Bit further down the field, Martin Stadtmann, P14. P15, Pascal Haas. Christian Meyer, P16. And the final car, which will be crossing the finishing line, is this man right here, Thomas Leitgeb, who will be finishing in P17. 3 drivers, Lechbacher, Paul and Schmid, all out of the race. DNF for those 3. So here we can see the results of Heat Race 1. Jonas Wanner wins ahead of Robert Heger and Mirko Bortolotti. Great job once again by Jonas Wanner. Converted his pole position into an easy victory. And yeah, started off from pole position, never really looked back. Had a bit of a fight with Lerbacher in the first couple of corners, but after that, it was pretty plain sailing for the man from Germany. Fastest silver driver, winner of the silver class, Benjamin Moser in P6 overall, ahead of Julien Rambeau. P7 overall, P2 in class. And P3 in the silver class, Florian Stadtmann, overall P9. So good positions there by our silver drivers. They have done a good job once again. I'm just waiting. Yeah. So the grid for the feature race is the way we finished in the first race. We'll let you have a look at that one there. Not much has changed, as you can see from the finishing order of the first race. So great stuff there for Jonas Wanner, who will now have the chance to repeat his great start from before. Can he do it? That's the thing. Can he finish the same way or start the same way as he did before? Only time will tell. In about a couple of seconds, when all of the lights go out, 5 red lights, green, 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 Jonas Wanner starts into this race. Good start there by Jonas. Great start there by Jonas Wanner, Marius Zug, Benedikt Hitz, Mirko Bortolotti. Was that a false start? I hear some crashing in the back once again. Oh, that's a big one. Couple of drivers already crashed out of it. Jonas Wanner already 1.8 seconds ahead. I feel like he might have jumped the start. We'll see that. We'll see what happened there. Oh, and there's another crash. Another crash there at the hairpin. Marius Zug, I think, was part of that. Let's see what happened there. Tried to defend from Julien Rambeau, I think. Oh no, at the back, what happened there? That was Thomas. Okay, let's go back live, I think. As we have a new leader of this race, Mirko Bortolotti. That's why I usually like to stay live, because then you lose sight of those important things. Jonas Wanner is in pit lane. That's a good explanation there. Early pit stop there for Wanner. Lachbacher Paul out already. So only 18 drivers still contesting this first feature race of the night. Let's see, we got a close fight there. Chanter against Thomas Leitgeb. Thomas Leitgeb there, very close, coming very close to the tail of Sean's Porsche. It didn't look great. Gotta admit. A lot of problems into turn one. Meyer on the outside. Oh, they're 3 wide. Can they make it happen there? Stadtmann and Wanner. Wanner will be on... Well, he will have to do quite some time now with his early pit stop strategy. But he's doing his part at the moment. Trying to get back to the top. With his first pit stop, of course, already out of the way. Only pit stop. First and only pit stop. Let's jump to the top. Marius Zug in a close fight with Benjamin Moser there. Number 10 car, Pascal Haas, just in front of them. Pascal making way for Marius Zug, I think. He looked like he was going up, going further to the inside. But blocks off Benjamin Moser. Probably had a bad exit there. 4 car fight there. Zug, Haas, Moser and Pellegrino all in shot. All in with a chance. Pascalas. Now Moser up the inside. Might be going for... He is going for it. Very slowly around the inside. Can he have a good exit? A good enough exit there. So the Pascalas won't just immediately overtake him again. No, because Haas now doesn't have the slipstream and Moser has the slipstream. So he can't really get side by side to him. And Pascalas has to give up position there. Back to Benjamin Moser. Should have probably stayed on the left there. And tried to get a bit more slipstream from that. I think he was close or next to him at the beginning of the straight, but the slipstream that Moser got was just a bit too much. And I think that's why Haas then dropped back behind Moser. But now he's maybe got the chance. Let's see, can he make a good enough exit here? Out on the Parabolica. To maybe have an attack. It looks a bit far. It probably is a bit too far at the moment. For a real good attack on Benjamin Moser. Let's see. Yeah, they have found their positions there at the moment. Very close to one another. Benjamin Moser there in the middle. Of course, also getting the slipstream from Marius Zug. So also Pascalas can't really get closer to him. As of now. We'll see how all of this will end up. Jonas Wanner now. On the back of Clemens Schmid's Porsche. Now he gets really close to that one. And he's going... No, he's not going up the inside. Looked like it for a moment. Jonas Wanner. Now he's going up the inside. For turn 1. Can this finish well? Oh, he's taking a lot of curb there. But he's passed. Jonas Wanner up into P13. Hugo Sasse has got Florian Stadtmann right behind him. Now Martin Stadtmann is out. I see a crash there between Stadtmann and Terre. And we saw the clouds of smoke as we were coming up to the Spitzkehre. Battle between first and second. Yeah, now up into the pit lane. And Julien Rambeau stays out for another lap. Can make his fuel tank last a bit longer. Mirko Bortolotti now out of pit lane. Pit lane time 26:12. Now down to P5. But at the moment, P1 in the drivers who have made their pit stops already. Jonas Wanner, the early pit stop, didn't really work out for him there. He's only in P12, but he had a 32 second long pit stop. Don't know what... Maybe he forgot to take out the tires? I'm not quite sure at the moment what might have happened there. Because damage is no problem, because they've got one fast repair anyway. Bortolotti now about to overtake the cars in pit lane. Ben Hitz going... yeah, it is Ben Hitz, of course. Going very wide through the final corner there. Let's see, is anybody coming out next to those guys? No, Julien Rambeau was P3 before, is still P3 after the pit stops. And does look like... It does look like he has a nice gap there. Up to down to P4, as Marius Zug now fights Benjamin Moser for P4. They're side by side now, going through the Parabolica. Oh, bit of a contact there. Marius Zug has got the inside for the hairpin and will probably make it count. Moser trying the switchback. Can he do it? They're very close at the moment. Zug now defending the inside from Benjamin Moser, who is on the outside there, but has to give up the position. Now Zug up into P4. Pascalas still behind him. So that's the constellation we saw before. But now Pascalas is quite a lot closer to the Porsche of Benjamin Moser, who himself is also a bit closer now to Marius Zug. Let's see where all of this is heading. Good battle there on track at the moment. Clemens Schmidt, I see a very close gap there behind Tom Leitgeb. This is for position 12. Schmidt looking down the inside, trying to scare off Leitgeb. It does have seemed to work. It does seem to have worked, but now Clemens Schmidt is going wide there. Let's go back up the field to the fight for, what is it, P4, P5? Who is fighting at the moment? Nobody really, actually. They're all just sitting on their positions. But it looks good. Oh, Marius Zug a bit wide maybe there through the arena section there. And now Moser is all up that bootay of Marius Zug. But still looking good. Still looking good. Marius Zug manages to open up the gap again. Maybe it looked a bit closer than it actually was. Benjamin Moser. Oh, that was very late. That was very late there, and he's touched Marius Zug. We saw the clouds of smoke forming on his tires, and the man who's really profited from that, Pascal Haas takes 2 positions in one. He says thank you very much and just goes off into the distance. Zug will not be happy about that. As Moser missed his braking there. Now Marius Zug, if he wants his position back, he's gonna have to fight Pascal Haas for it. And he's ready to do so. Look how close he is already. Zug. Pascal Haas now covering up the inside. But look how much speed Zug had. Almost passed him before already. Pascal Haas. Oh, that is some good fighting there between those 3 guys. And there is the contact. But Zug gets away the better. And now Pascal Haas drops down a position back to P5. Marius Zug back up into P4. As we are starting the final lap of the race. And that is some good fighting there between the 2 of them, the 3 of them. But now it looks like Zug has got the legs on the 2. Opened up the gap to 0.6 of a second. Won't be enough for an attack by Pascal Haas. But maybe enough for an attack by him. Benjamin Moser. Who's really closing up now. This time, no overtaking there by Moser. Servus. Maybe one last attack by Pascal Haas. Around the outside. No, doesn't quite make it work. And Mirko Bortolotti comes around the final corner to win the feature race here. Let's look back. This fight, I don't feel like it's over yet. Now it is. Marius Zug keeps his P4 ahead of Pascal Haas and Benjamin Moser. And now Moser even overtook Haas, it seems. Yes, that's what the final results say. Marco Zeiler, Chanter fighting into the final corners. Still fighting, it is very close between the 2 of them. But Marco Zeiler gets it. Ahead of Chanter. Clemens Schmidt, P15. And Christian Meyer finishes in P16. So those are the results of the feature race. Mirko Bortolotti wins ahead of Ben Hitz and Julien Rambeau P3. Julien also silver class winner and podium finisher overall. So great job there by Julien. Marius Zug we saw at P4, P5, P6, Benjamin Moser and Pascal Haas. Close fighting there right up until the end. By those 3 drivers. Hugo Sasse, Stefano Pellegrino finish in P7 and P8. Thomas Pieber in P9. Jonas Wanner only in P10. He will not be happy about that one. Florian Stadtmann in P11. Thomas Leitgeb P12. Marco Zeiler P13. Sean Terre in P14. P15 Clemens Schmidt. P16 Christian Meyer. P17 Robert Heger. Martin Stadtmann finishes in P18. Michael Lerbacher in P19, and Maximilian Paul finishes in P20. Let's see, maybe we can have a look at some of the starting crashes. I'm not quite sure where the second race started. Let's see, is this... This is the start of the second race, I think. Look at the top there! Oh my god. Oh my god. Was that Maximilian Paul? No, he was further behind. I think here... Oh, he just pulled over to the left and the car crashed into him, into the wall. And then, that was unlucky there. And then another crash when everything is starting to pick up again. Let's have a look at some crashes, why not? Before we... Yeah, that one, we saw that one as well. I don't know if there was a contact there before that. Oh yeah, he's got a contact in the back. And then he's just crashed. So that was probably not a lot that he could do there. So he's got a contact from behind, lost the car, and then crashed into that one. He crashed into him. And Marius Zug also part of it. So pretty astounding job that he got back to P4 after that. But those are the top 4 guys we see at the front there. Jonas Wanner. That would be interesting to see what happened to him, why he had to stop for that long, because here he is at the front, driving around, and he straight went into the pit lane. Maybe that was I had the feeling that he had a jump start, so maybe he just had to 32 seconds. Yeah, maybe he really had a jump start. And then just had to serve the penalty. Stop and go penalty and used it for his pit stop right when he was there. But yeah. What a first race, I guess. What a first race. A lot of stuff happening. Drivers should be in right now, drawing the second server. While they are doing that, while we are switching the server, we will be just taking a little break in this on this stream, and yeah, I will talk to you guys as soon as the second server starts. Grab something to drink, grab a bite to eat. It should be, I guess, around 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes the latest. So 21, 25, we should be back with the W12 Sprint Series. Chat will be open for me, so if you've got any questions, drop them in the chat. But until then, let's take a break, let's get something to drink, and I'll see you guys in a sec. We're back. We're back with server 2 of week 9. And we are at the beautiful, the majestic, the absolutely brilliant Spa-Francorchamps. We're driving the classic pit configuration, which means pit lane is after La Source, which means also the start is after La Source, something that was decided before everything started up, where the start should be. That's why it took a bit longer than expected for everything to come up. We are in the GTE class, a class which is not that... I don't think it is an iRacing anymore. I haven't driven an official in months, or probably a year by now. So I can't tell you if the GTEs are still in there. Maybe you can tell me in chat. Is the GTE still an official car in iRacing? Or have they finally killed it off for good? But it's still here in the W12 Sprint Series. It's still going strong, as it is with this man that we're watching right now, Mirko Bortolotti, who has not set a lap yet in his Ford GTE. Fastest man on track in the practice session once again. Michael Lerbacher also in the Ford. Ford, relatively popular choice. I don't think there is one car that really sticks out tonight. We got a couple of Fords, we got a couple of Ferraris, 4 Porsches, 5 BMWs, only 2 Corvettes. So we know which car is the most unpopular, at least. It's this one. It's the Corvette. But I don't think there is one car that is especially popular at the moment right now. Uh, 5 minutes left in this first practice session. 15 minutes practice session, of course. And after that, we've got the I'm very sorry. As I said, I'm still a bit sick. We've got the 17 minutes, that's what I wanted to see. Open qualifying session. Then we've got 2 races, a normal one, and then a top 18 reverse grid. So the reason why we only had 1 heat in the last race is because we were exactly 20 cars in the server as we are right now as well. I think we're even 21 this time round. So as we were exactly 20 cars, the heats are set up for 40 cars. So like the max amount of cars is 40 cars. And because that was exactly half of the cars, it just put everybody in 1 heat. As soon as we get over that 20 car limit, it will start dividing the cars into heats. Points wise, it doesn't really matter because everybody still gets the same points for their position. Just in a normal order, whereas usually would be P1 in heat 1 and P1 in heat 2, P2 in... So like the order would be like that. It's just the normal finishing order of the heat race. I hope everything is clear now, what's according to that. We're now 22 drivers as Mirko Bortolotti shows off how you are supposed to drive into the pit lane on this track or on this layout of Spa. And let's jump on board with Maximilian Paul in the Ferrari 488 GTE. Let's hope for a lap around Spa-Francorchamps. So this is the second to last straight. So for the race, this is the final corner, La Source, and now we're coming up the start-finish straight, and the finishing line also will be here as we come down to Eau Rouge and Radillon. Not much to say about Spa-Francorchamps, I think. A lot of people don't need a guide. I think most of the people watching will know this track by heart. Let's come down Le Combe. Nice right, left, right combination there. Getting back on the power for Rivage. Long right-hander. Make sure to stay close to the curb there because you get it does have a bit of a banking there. Going very wide through No Name. Pouon. Very difficult corner to get right. Now turns 12 and 13. Fangs? I don't know. Very good driving here from Maximilian Paul. As we're now on the, let's say more or less back straight. With a tiny bit of a corner in there. Blanchiment. Let's see if the GTEs can take it flat. They can. Pretty easily, I say. And braking hard for the chicane. The bus stop, which is not really a bus stop anymore. And then not enough time there to finish the lap, but that was more or less a lap around Spa-Francorchamps. We see the cars just a mad dash out of pit lane. Mirko very lucky to be starting further up the field, but the fastest driver out of the pits, Michael Lerbacher. The two Fords leading the way at the moment. He's got a lot of space right now, Michael Lerbacher. Can he this time round convert his good practice pace maybe into a pole position? We will find out in around 17 minutes when this qualifying session is done and dusted. But for now, we'll stick with him. Coming down Pouon. What a brilliant corner that is. So much commitment that you have to take through there. Down to the two Stavlos. Just absolutely mesmerizing to watch this. How our drivers are taking this course brilliantly. You love to see it. What a beast. This thing is even on the inside. As we go up to Eau Rouge and Radion. Ah, brilliant. Just beautiful to watch there. I feel like that paint job makes it look like such a different car at the front. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting what am I think I'm thinking of, like with the stripe right in the middle of the grill there. I'm getting Maserati MC12 vibes. I don't know. Just the front. But maybe I haven't seen one of those in a long time as well. Like a picture of it. Don't think I have seen one in real life yet. Let's see what this time is. It's a long track, Spa. Which is of course great for open qualifying sessions like these. Because the drivers do get a lot of space there on the track. Different to, you know, like the shorter tracks where it's really bunched up. Here on Spa, everybody gets their own little bit of space. Let's come down La Source. Final corner there. Oh, didn't look great, the exit from La Source. Will this take its toll on his first lap? Michael Lerbacher. 2:12.2, 2:11.7 from Mirko Bortolotti, who straight goes off there. No, somebody. Oh, I think somebody's coming out the pits. There he is. That was the black and yellow car. Lerbacher still in second. Mirko Bortolotti, what a time! What a time there by Bortolotti. Unreal stuff there from our championship leader. As we're talking about championship leaders, let's look at our silver class championship leader, who is in the Porsche. But hasn't posted lap time yet. Let's see what he can do. Coming down, no name. Going for Pouon. Everybody's slowly starting to get their laps in. A couple of drivers, 8 drivers who haven't done so yet. But they will soon, I am sure of that. One man who might be posting a lap time, Jonas Vanna, up to P3. 2:12.220, just 8 thousandths behind Lerbacher. Let's see where our silver championship leader, Benjamin Moser, will finish his lap. Where can he put his Porsche? For the time being, it is P14. Not only P14 overall, P5 only in the silver standings. Fastest silver driver at the moment. But again, from Adrenaline Motorsport. In the BMW, which is a pretty dominant car at the top. Top 5, 3 drivers, BMWs. Okay, the leading 2 cars are Fords. But other than that, we've got only BMWs. As the drivers are improving their lap times slowly and steadily. Porsche's not too great at the moment. Fastest Porsche at the moment, Marco Zahler. But also he only in P9. One of the Corvettes is faster at the moment. And one of the Ferraris. So it is the slowest maker on track right now. Every other car has a position ahead of it. As he stops there and has to try again. Let's jump back. Great view there. Bortolotti now starting his next flying lap. He's got Stadtmann, I guess. Yes, Martin Stadtmann behind him. And behind them is Clemens Schmidt, who hasn't posted a time yet, so it's about time for him to do that. Mirko Bortolotti, comfortably the fastest driver on the field right now. 4 tenths ahead of Michael Lerbacher. Quite the gap he's got there. And not an easy one to close, I think. Because those drivers at the top, Bortolotti, Lerbacher, Vanna, they are unbelievable drivers. We've seen that time and time again. Here we have the view of Martin Stadtmann behind Mirko Bortolotti there. Ferrari making way for the fast Fords coming through. Martin Stadtmann now has to that Corvette is far enough away. I think shouldn't have bothered him there. And now coming down to the start-finish straight. Bortolotti with another improvement, and also Stadtmann jumps up to P6. Unbelievable stuff there. Bortolotti now unbelievable. 5, almost 6 tenths ahead of Michael Lerbacher in P2. Over half a second. He's taking over half a second right now away from Lerbacher. And stops his car on the side of the track. Can Lerbacher answer that? He hasn't improved his time since Maybe this time round can be the one. Gets the slipstream of the BMW ahead. And now lets him slingshot past. Something like that might just be enough to maybe get into the 11s. From what I have seen, that lap looked clean. But the time never lies. The clock never lies, better said. Let's see where this lap puts him. Can he improve? Michael Erbacher second at the moment. A great big improvement there by Erbacher to 11.765. Still not enough to beat Mirko Bortolotti, but it is quite enough to increase the gap to this man, to Jonas Vanna, who will have a lot of work cut out for him. Now, for almost 5/10, for 0.46 of a second. I don't think that makes sense. 0.46 seconds, like that, I think it's better, is the gap now between Lerbacher and Vanna. What can Vanna do? In his BMW. We're on board with him. Oh, he slows down. I think he might be preparing for one more lap. It will be the final lap. As he comes down La Source. One final attempt there for Jonas Vanna to get P2 or maybe P1. You never know with him. He's always good for a high finishing position. Let's see where he can carry this BMW. He's got a Corvette and a Ferrari behind him. Just have to hope that they won't get in his way. He will hope that very much. Let's see, let's have a look. How is the view from behind? Ben Hitz. At the moment, P8 to 12.7. But I get the feeling if he manages to stay with Vanna, he might be in for a good improvement on his lap time. I heard some squealing tires there. We're coming down 1 more minute. Should be enough for Vanna. Should be enough for those guys to finish their laps. But where can they finish? Maximilian Paul now up to 4th. 2:12, 3.8, 3:18, sorry. They're now coming up to the final chicane. Jonas Vanna, he braked early there to let the Corvette past. Was that the final nail in the coffin of his time? Or maybe he's trying to get it back with the slipstream. Not a lot of straight there up until to the finish. I don't feel like that would be enough now for Vanna to improve. I mean, he's got to improve a lot. He's got to improve by almost half a second. And I don't think it registered that time. So that's it. That is it for this qualifying session. Let's look at the grid. Mirko Bortolotti starts ahead of Michael Lerbacher, Jonas Wanner in third, 5.83 seconds, 0.538 seconds behind. Bortolotti there. Patrick Hen, Maximilian Paul in P4, Thomas Pieper in P5. Patrick Hen takes the silver pole. P6 for him. Martin Stadtmann P7. Ben Hitz starts from P8. Chanter in P9. Robert Heger P10. Marco Sella P11. Maris Zug P12. Benjamin Moser starts from P13. Hugo Sasse P14. Julien Rambaud P60. Benjamin Moser P13. Hugo Sasse P14. Florian Stadtmann P15. Julien Rambaud P16. Nils Langeveld starts from P17. Ahead of Christian Meyer P18. Stefano Pellegrino P19. P20 for Thomas Leitgeb. Pascal Haas, Clemens Schmidt both haven't posted a lap time and will start from the back for this first race. Bortolotti and Lerbacher taking their time with the start of this race. SDK having a bit of a moment. Just, we saw it before, it will get better. It did so at least last time. Let's hope it will so again this time around. Mirko Bortolotti starts from pole position. Luckily, no long starting lap. Coming down through the final chicane there, or not the final chicane now, because of course the start is down to Eau Rouge. We'll take some time getting used to that. Drivers at the back. There's a big gap there. Close up, guys. Close up. The start is right around the corner. You don't want to miss out on that one. Mirko Bortolotti just having to wait until the safety car is out. And it's green, green, green! Mirko Bortolotti starts the race down to Eau Rouge. And there's a crash back there. There's a big crash at the back. Already on the starting line. Somebody crashed out there. Don't know what happened. Mirko Bortolotti still leading the race. Wanner now going up the inside of Lerbacher. Oh, that's a close one there. Everybody coming through the field very well at the moment. Bortolotti still leading the race. Wanner taking the second position there in the first lap. Stadtmann already in the pits. So I'm guessing he's out. Ooh, Wanner going a bit wide through Pouon. Let's look through the drivers. Oh, I see some smoke. What is there? That is Maximilian Paul off the track at Pouon. And now Hen dropping down the field. Oh, that looks badly meshed up. And there's another car that went off. Martin Stadtmann down to P16. Driving tonight, driving standards, not the greatest, you gotta admit. Seen a lot of crashes. And even though this is a very packed field, like in terms of talent, it's a smaller field, but it's a very, very talented field. So you would expect those guys to be doing a bit better than that. But they aren't at the moment. Sadly. Those four guys are doing well. Mirko Bortolotti, Jonas Wanner, Michael Lerbacher, Thomas Pieper. They are leading the field. And have completed the first lap now. Now Wanner Very close to the back of that Mirko Bortolotti Ford. Going up the inside. Side by side through Lecombe. Not quite enough there for Vanna. Bortolotti stays ahead. Let's look maybe at the starting procedure. What had happened there. Oh, there's just a lot of contact. So I think somebody on the side. Let's just look at that again. Yeah. Oh, and then there's Ford just... Oh, God. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. I don't think Hugo had anything to do with that. As we can see, this Ford just swerving into the Corvette. And then crashing into everyone. That Corvette, of course. So big start crash there. But luckily, most of the drivers still going. Only Florian Stadtmann at the moment, who has parked his car in pit lane. I mean, for the guys at the back, the reverse grid is closer than ever. The reverse grid pole is closer than ever. So really, no reason to stop the car. As Bortolotti is now being pushed on by the BMW of Jonas Vanna. He doesn't want to overtake at the moment. He just wants to get away from the guys behind. And why wouldn't you? Those guys are very close. They are very close to Bortolotti and Vanna. Ready to pounce on every mistake that might be happening on the field. Let's look, Marius Zug is in a very close fight, it seems like, looking at the intervals. Marius Zug, Nils Langeveld there ahead of him. The bright yellow Porsche can't miss it. He's trying to get closer, but he's dropping off now. Got a couple of fights there on track. Robert Heger in the Corvette. Might be under attack from the BMW behind. No, not quite. Chanter there. Thinking better of it. Probably a smart maneuver. We see our top four guys just up the road there. So we got a couple of, just a couple of packed up cars. And the first cars coming into pit lane. Robert Heger and Julien Rambo will stick with this fight here. Chanter now up in P3 as the first cars are coming into pit lane. Gets pushed on by the Corvette behind, trying to stay in the slipstream. He covers up the inside. And it's not enough for the Corvette to try and make a maneuver there. Up the inside of Lecombe. Going down. This long right-hander up into No Name. very close fighting there right now. Sean managing to open up the gap a bit, I think, to Ben Hitz. 0.4 of a second. He is followed very closely by Marco Zeiler there. Might be wanting to have a look. Past Ben Hitz. P1 of the drivers who have been in pit lane right now is Michael Lerbacher in P11. He was one of the first drivers to come in. Mirko Bortolotti, 1:11 pit penalty. Good question. He's had a 40-second pit stop time, so that must have been a penalty. Don't know. I don't think he had a jump start. So I can't tell at the moment. But yeah, that's probably a penalty. Maybe he's entered pit lane a bit too quickly. That can always happen. As those drivers are coming into pit lane now as well. And now everybody taking their pit stop. Let's see, we can look at how Mirko entered the pit lane, I think. Let's see if we see clouds of smoke. Try that one again. I think he was a bit too fast. Feels like it. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that was a penalty for him, which makes this man very happy. Jonas Wanner, who is now leading the race ahead of Michael Lerbacher, just behind him. So Michael Lerbacher stopped a lap earlier, but couldn't quite make it work. They had almost identically the same pit lane time. Pit time itself was a bit shorter by Michael Lerbacher, so he must have taken on a bit less fuel than Jonas Wanner ahead of him. We'll see how that one turns out, if that is enough. Well, it will be enough to finish the race, but how much does he have to save? And will it be enough for him to maybe take a chance at overtaking Jonas Wanner ahead of him? We will see what happens there. Marco Zeiler still in a very close fight as we left them with Ben Hitz. Hager just ahead of him. So the Corvettes making a comeback there in P4, in P5 and P6. Looking back down, Chanter dropping down to P15. He's also had a very long pit stop. 14 seconds compared to the 6, 7, 8 seconds, 6 or 7 seconds we usually see, and he's coming into pit lane once again. So maybe made a mistake there. I'm not quite sure. Now Michael Lerbacher is past him. Didn't see it. We're gonna have to look at that one again. Maybe let's look if he goes for an overtake himself now, Wanner. No, he doesn't. Let's see what happened there. What happened between Lerbacher and Wanner? This is the overtake for the lead of the race around the outside of Lecombe. Brilliant stuff there by Lerchbacher. He's in the lead of the race. And now, we said it, he had a bit of a shorter pit stop. He had the shortest pit stop of everybody. So, he's probably taken on very little fuel. Let's see if it will be enough, if he has the save, and if this opens up the chance for maybe another attack by Jonas Wanner. This will be the coming lap, will be the final lap of the race. Can Lerchbacher hold on? Wanner now trying it around the outside, which turns to the inside for the next corner. If he holds on, no, he doesn't. Thinks better of it and leaves it as it is. But now he's pushing Lerchbacher on. And now going up the inside. Oh. And Wanner is back past. And up into P1. But he lets... No, doesn't look like it. He just had a... No, he lets Lerchbacher past again. Think they had a contact there. Very, very fair play there of Wanner. Gotta give credit where it's due. But maybe it also was just a trick to get the slipstream for the Camel Straight. Lerchbacher is still up the inside, but now Wanner does the same to Lerchbacher as he did to him. And now Lerchbacher spins! And drops down to P2. P3, I'm sorry. Pieper! Thomas Pieper going up into P2 after that spin from Michael Lerchbacher. So that's him out of the race. We're in the final lap of the race, of course. And Jonas Wanner now in a comfortable lead. And will probably be driving. And he is driving on the road to victory right now. Just gotta bring it home. So I'm still not quite sure if letting Lerchbacher overtake was a tactic or if he just really did it because of the contact. I'm not sure, to be honest. If it was tactic, it was brilliant. But nonetheless, Jonas Wanner riding into the sunset here at Spa-Francorchamps, going through the old bus stop chicane. One more corner to go. And there it is. Jonas Wanner wins the feature race here at Spa-Francorchamps ahead of Thomas Pieper and Michael Lerchbacher, who will not be happy about how that one ended. Julian Rambeau, once again, brilliant performance there by him. Winner of the silver class. Marco Zeiler, Robert Heger, Martin Stadtmann. Zeiler in 5th. Kevin Schmidt finishes P8. Ben Hitz, Stefano Pellegrino, Christian Meyer, we see Niels Langeveld. And Mirko Bortolotti taking the very important P18. Which means he will start on pole position for the reverse grid race. We still got 2 cars on track, I think. Yes, there it is, Patrick Henn. We're gonna have to wait for him, but you can look. Those are the final results of the first race. Jonas Wanner wins ahead of Pieper and Lerchbacher. Good performance there by Wanner, making the most of Mirko's mistake on the pit entry. But Mirko managing to get the most, at least P18, which is of course in that case important because that puts him on pole position for the reverse grid race. which is coming up very, 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 very shortly. We're just waiting for Patrick Hen to come across the start-finish line and finish in P20. So good job there by Patrick Hen. I'm trying to show you guys the results. There it is. Took a bit of time. But yeah, there they are. Winner of the overall class, Jonas Wanner. Winner of the silver class, Julien Rambeau. P4 overall also for Julien. So great job there by him. And not by a little margin. He's got quite the gap to P5, to Marco Zahler. 5 seconds there. He is ahead. So very well deserved by Julien. Good points for him as well. As his biggest, or as the... Yeah, Benjamin Moser second place in the silver category. So still good points for him. In that case, only P9 in the overall standings. Still a good position there for the silver championship leader. So on Ben Hitz is actually... let me just look at that again. Mirko Bortolotti jumped up to P17. So I didn't see that. So Ben Hitz now sliding into pole position there. Which he will probably be happy about. As we're waiting for the grid to fill up. What a beautiful bunch of cars. I never liked the GTs, not that much. But, hey. Each to his own, I guess. All the cars are up on the track. And now we're waiting and waiting for the cars to start. For Ben Hitz to start this race. As he will do in just a corner's time. Everybody having to catch up a bit to the safety car. Ben Hitz right at the front there. He's starting the race now. Any second. We see the Mustang at the top. Going into pit lane. And now it's all up to Ben Hitz to start this race. It's green, green, green. Ben Hitz coming down the start, finishing straight and losing the position immediately to Mirko Bortolotti. And there's another big one at the back. Oh, and another couple of cars coming off. Looked like a big one. Oh, Ugo Sasse. That's the wrong way round, mate. Mirko Bortolotti taking the lead of this race. And he's got it all in his hands now. 5 cars already in pit lane. Another big one. They just can't manage to go down to... down through to Eau Rouge, it seems like. Starting procedure, pretty difficult. We'll take a look at what happened there shortly. As we still got a good couple of fights there for positions. Oh, and there's another contact! Christian Meyer, Robert Heger. It's another contact there. A lot of contact tonight. Going back to the top. Bortolotti can't quite get away from Hitz and Zug. You would think with the pace he's shown, he would be able to get a bit further away from them. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Very close fighting back there. Patrick Henn looking up the inside of Marco Zala. Thinks better of it through La Source. But you know, couple of chances still left. No, Marco Zala goes into pit lane, as does Thomas Pieper behind him. Those drivers, a lot of drivers now gaining positions there. Let's see, just want to see if Zug tries anything. No, he doesn't. Let's see what happened maybe at the start. Let's see if this is a good replay for it. We're gonna just quickly switch the camera maybe for a far chase. That's not a far chase. Oh, just behind them. You see what happened there? So the Corvette tries to go past and then just gets squeezed. And then all of this is happening. One more time. I got squeezed there. Not great stuff. They're not great. So back up in the field. It's all calmed down now a bit, luckily. At the top is Mirko now opening up his gap. Look, we've got a close fight maybe there. No, now everybody's coming into pit lane. That knows of that BMW has seen some better days as well. Now Marius Zug. Look how close he is to that Corvette. Almost couldn't see him at first. But he's just pushing Hitz on. Oh, and Hitz is going wide. He's going very wide there. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Yes, he can. Then Hitz loses a position, but more importantly, stays on the track. And doesn't crash his car. So good on him for that. It's still very close between those two, even though Ben Hitz has gone quite far off track. All four wheels in the grass. But he's managed to recover that brilliantly. Couple of drivers now also jumping into pit lane. We've got 11 minutes of racing left, which is about, I guess, 5 laps left. Nothing, no real close fighting there at the moment. A lot of drivers coming out of pit lane now. That could become interesting in a second. Maximilian Paul, first of the drivers leaving the pits in this bunch of cars. P5 for Paul. Still in the same fight. Looking from the third of the cars. Of those 3 cars. Martin Stadtmann. As he's chasing that bright yellow Porsche of Nils Langeveld. And now Mirko Bortolotti, Zug hits. And probably Patrick Hen, all of them jumping into pit lane. It is time for the final pit stops of the race. 9 minutes left. So those guys are coming around pit lane. Bortolotti on pit exit already. There he is. Let's see where Maximilian Paul and the guys manage to leave. Ben hits. Oh, they've overtaken someone. They've overtaken, I think that is Patrick Hen. Yeah, there he is. And they've passed him. He was the furthest behind. I think, I'm not quite sure if they were past him before that. I can't remember at the moment. Now Maximilian Paul in P3. Nils Langeveld holding on to that P4. But Stadtmann, he is close to that. He is close to that Porsche. The driver's eye view. We can get that easily in the sim racing world, of course. So let's look at what Martin Stadtmann is seeing right now. He's probably seeing a bit more than that. He's probably got triples. Stadtmann now, Langeveld positioning his car in the middle of the track, making it extremely difficult for Stadtmann to get past. And this is heating up to be a good one. 7 minutes left in this race. Stadtmann doing very well here, trying to get past Langeveld. It's just ever so slightly weaving from the left to the right. But I think very much in accordance with the line that he's taken. Stadtmann at the moment can't seem to find a way past. Very good stuff we're seeing right here. I do quite enjoy it. I hope you guys do so too. Stadtmann up Eau Rouge. And now he might be going for something. He might be going for something here. He is on the inside line. He is next to Niels Langeveld. Is this his chance? Going up through Le Com. No, it's not quite enough there. Niels Langeveld stays ahead of Martin Stadtmann, who's got a bit of a slapper. And has to stay behind. He has to tuck in behind Niels Langeveld for one more time. But it is close. It is very close between those two. There's every chance for Stadtmann there. Looks like he's got the pace. He now needs to make it count. But Langeveld doing a great job in front of him to stay ahead. Langeveld now going wide. Not really enough there. But now he's close. Let's go back inside. Martin Stadtmann. Let's go back out because we can't see much from the inside if they're side by side. Going up through to Blanchimont, and now Stadtmann, he's done it, but maybe the straight attack back by Langeveld, is it close enough? No, it's not. Stadtmann is passed and is going up into P4. Good job there by Stadtmann. Blanchimont, always a difficult one to get one to make it stick. But he did so very well. I thought it was a bit close here. It looked from the interval that it was very close between Moser and Meyer. Moser there behind. It is still very close. Doesn't look close enough at the moment. Going through Eau Rouge. That is very close indeed now. Can he go for it? Look how close he's getting. Not close enough. Look a bit further up the field, Thomas Pieber fighting with Patrick Hen there. 3/10 separating the two of them. Patrick Hen having quite the work cut out for him. It is very close between the two BMWs. The two leading BMWs. Patrick Hen, not only that, he's also the leading silver driver. Fastest BMW on track and fastest silver driver on track at the moment. What can he do? Can he keep the title of fastest BMW? Or will he have to concede to Thomas Pieber? Doesn't look like it for now. Patrick Hen still in P6. Having a great view, or has had a great view of the fight ahead of him. Langeveld Stadtmann. Now going down. Start finishing straight. Let's see, can we see Barney the flagman? Yes, that looks like a white flag woven there. So this will be the final lap of the race. So it's all or nothing now for Thomas Pieber if he wants to go past. And he's doing his best to get past there. He's on the outside for Lecombe. But he makes it stick. And he's past. Maybe Hen with another attack. Can he get the attack back? Look how close he is, looking up the inside. That is a difficult one, but they make it side by side through there. Great driving by both of those guys. But it's not quite enough for Patrick. He has to concede the position there. Falls down to P7. Good fight. Good fight between Piba and Hen, but Piba, in the end, manages to get past. Not a lot of time left for Maximilian Paul. He's now very close to the Corvette of Ben Hitz. But there is still a chance. If he can get close now, he might have an opportunity going into the final chicane. It's not the final chicane because of course we've got La Source after that. Maximilian Paul, Patrick covers up the inside, which is probably the smart thing to do. There is contact between the two of them. Maximilian Paul now trying to go the long way around, and he does so. Maximilian Paul going past Patrick Ben Hitz. Will he lose another position maybe to Florian Stadtmann now? He does. He does lose another position, but it's a close fight. Mirko Bortolotti wins that, but we still need to see how that one finishes out. Ben Hitz versus Stadtmann. Stadtmann is faster this time round and finishes in P3. Ben Hitz P4. Nils Langeveld P5. Thomas Piba and Patrick P6, P7. For those two guys. Chanter P8. Stefano Pellegrino P9, Robert Heger P10, Michael Lerbacher in P11, Benjamin Moser P12, Christian Meyer and Julian Beau P13, P14, Florian Stadtmann P15, and Marco Zeiler finishes off the lot with P16. So here we go. Here are the results when they are showing. There they are. Mirko Bortolotti wins the reverse grid race. Great job there by Maximilian Paul. Gets past Ben Hitz in the final corner, in the second to last corner. I always keep saying that the pit stop, that the bus stop is the final corner, but it's of course not in this configuration. Martin Stadtmann P3 manages to get the most out of it with that contact between Paul and Hitz. Nils Langeveld P5. Thomas Bieber starts from P6. Finishes in P6, of course. Patrick P7. Just trying to find the start here. Can't seem to find it. But yeah, those are the results of tonight's racing. Let me just put something in the background for you guys to watch. So yeah, it was a very, very interesting evening. I think driving standards were a bit lower than we are expecting of those guys, as we can see in the background right here. The winners straight down the middle between Vanna and Bortolotti. Qualifying server 1 goes to Vanna, qualifying server 2 goes to Bortolotti. The first feature race of the first heat race, or the only heat race in server 1 goes to Vanna. The feature race of this one goes to Vanna. And the feature race in the first server and the reverse grid race in the second server both go to Bortolotti. So they They split up in wins and qualifying pole positions. Yeah, and as nobody's in the interview waiting room, I'd say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this solo stream tonight from me. I hope it was to your normal expectations from the W12, at least from commentary side. Thank you guys very much for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Next time around, it will probably be back on the Platinum Racing League channel. But always drop a subscribe on this channel as well. You never know when something might be happening here. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and have a good rest of the week and a good New Year's, because next time around, when we hear each other, it will be 2023. Just think about that. Just think about that. So have a good one. Have a good New Year's Eve, and we'll see you all refreshed and with all of the hope for next year in the next year.